أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه الغر الميامين الحمد لله الذي جعلنا من المتمسكين بولاية سيدي ومولاي علي بن أبي طالب اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله أما بعد السلام عليكم and welcome to Future Stars Live on Hidayat TV. Main topic that we're going to be talking about today is the Gheebat, but we're going to be including some important events, historical events that happened on this day as well. But before we continue, I'd like to introduce our guests.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Misbah.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Mohsen. Assalamu alaikum, my name is
And like we start every show, Miss is going to read the surah, Mohsen is going to read the translation. So can we start off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانك هو الأبتر صدق الله العلي العظيم.
I seek refuge from Shaitan. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Indeed, we have granted you, O Muhammad, so pray and sacrifice to your Lord. Indeed, your enemies is the one who is cut off. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Thank you for that. And remember, whenever you are reciting surah, make sure you read the translation as well, so you know the history behind it and also how you can implement it into your life. So today we've got a lot of quite a few things to cover, yeah. But what occurred during this historically on this date?
The Shahadat of Bibi Fatima.
And can you tell me more about this? Any one of you?
Yeah.
Any bit? Any kind of thing about this?
She died at the age of 18.
Yeah. What else?
And not only was that she died, it was because of the event where that door whacked onto her body, and that also killed Mohsen.
Yeah, the baby Mohsen. And what was this close to? The Shahadat of who?
Prophet Muhammad.
Prophet Muhammad. So it was a couple, some say months after the death of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah. So what led to this occurrence?
Because
so what happened after the death of the Holy Prophet? Can you tell me what happened?
Political issues started to happen. So the next Khalifa would have been Abu Bakr, and he would have taken control, and he would have tried to do other things instead of carry on.
Yeah, but what's the name of the event when the Holy Prophet died? When the Holy Prophet passed away, yeah, there was an event. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know the name of it, but it's called the event of Saqifa. Yeah, and at that time, what happening there is that after the Prophet's death, a group of people gathered around and from themselves tried to bring apart a new leader, yeah, to take over, even though fully knowing that
the Prophet had chosen Imam Ali to be his successor.
And these a group of people did, we're not going to go in detail about that, but a group of people, they were, from what I've heard, they were close to deciding one person, but then two personalities came, yeah, and then one of them was chosen, and then they all chose that one person, and then he became the Khalifa, yeah. And this all happened, and then bay'at was required from Imam Ali alayhi salam. Yeah, and this is what led to going into the house of Bibi Fatima salamu alayhi. Yeah, and it showed some what she said after this took place, and during it took place as well. There was key quotes written down in history that are really important to discuss. Yeah, but that's for another day. So before we get onto the main topic, yeah, what did I ask last week?
You asked for somebody to bring an ayah.
Yeah. So what we're going to start doing is to bring more knowledge towards the Quran. Yeah, is that we're gonna get each one of you, yeah, to bring an ayah to the studio, to the show, yeah, and then what are you supposed to do after you bring this ayah?
We were supposed to recite it and say the translation and like explain what that ayah is about.
Yeah. Miss, what are you starting with now? Are you going to start with the ayah?
It's Surah Fatiha, ayah 6 and 7.
Okay, so can we start with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Keep us, O Lord, on the right path, the path of those upon whom you have bestowed your bounties, not the path of those inflicted with your wrath, nor of those gone astray. No matter how much wisdom you have, beseech Allah to guide you on the right path, whatever the field of inquiry or activity you are taking after. Seek Allah's help to keep you very close to the ways and means of the righteous and the pious servants of Allah, the Holy Prophet and his Ahlul Bayt, the surest road to success in this and the next world, and to keep you away from the dishonest methods and hypocritical attitude of the astray devils, the followers of the cursed shaitan, although they may appear profitable for a little while, but finally bring ruin and destruction in the end. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you, Miss Ba. Okay, so Miss Ba, because you was chosen last week to do it, now you get to choose who's going to do it next week.
Mohsin.
So Mohsin now you've got to bring the ayah, you've got to bring the translation. Yeah, apart from this one that we've already done, you've got the you've got to do another ayah, not the same one. Yeah, and you've got to bring the translation. And also why you picked the ayah as well. So Misbah, you gave us some details about that ayah, yeah, and what it means and what's the deeper meaning. But why did you pick it?
Because as this day was the Shahadat of Bibi Fatima, and her death was because of those who didn't want Imam Ali, the true successor, to come. This ayah was based on like the people who have gone astray and for Allah not to choose them, to choose the right people, and those people, they want the right people because they were the ones that didn't believe Imam Ali should be the true successor.
So Miss bought it because of eventful reasons why she bought the ayah. So thank you, Miss Fan. Yeah, but now we're going to go on to the main topic of today's show, which is what?
Which is a haram action. So
what?
Like,
you know the word you can say in English? What?
Backbiting.
Yeah, backbiting. We're going to talk a bit about backbiting. So Mohsin, you're going to start us off. So can we start Mohsin off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Dawmat means to accuse someone of doing something without proper justification. It's the form of backbiting. There are two words for backbiting. One is Gheebat and the other is Dawmat. When you speak about someone and what you say is true, then this is Gheebat. The Prophet ﷺ says, Gheebat is remembering your brother in a way he dislikes. In another narration, it states that Gheebat is expressing that an aspect of your brother which Allah has concealed. When you speak about someone and what you say is false, then that is Dawmat. Dawmat and Gheebat are both haram. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. So Mohsin, thank you Mohsin. Mohsin, what you got to remember, is that you are mixing up some two words there. What are you saying?
Dawmat and Gheebat.
Yeah, it's a Gheebat. And you were saying, what's the word for occultation?
Gheebat.
Gheebat. Yeah, you were saying Gheebat for Gheebat. So make sure you don't mix these two things up so everyone understands. Yeah? So he's saying you've got the next thing, so I can start with saying off loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, once said, O Abu Zar, keep yourself away from backbiting because it is worse than adultery. After committing adultery, if one repents, Allah forgives him, but the backbiter cannot be pardoned unless he has been pardoned by the one whom he has been backbiting. Imagine you saw someone you know go to a pub, a place where people go to drink alcohol. If you were to tell the world that this man has been drinking, then that is Dawmat. How do you know he was drinking? He could have broken down and gone in the pub to use the phone or ask directions. In Islam, you should always give the benefit of the doubt to others. Even if someone does do something bad, you should hide it and not tell the whole world. How would you like if Allah told the whole world the evil that you or I performed? We all commit sins at one time or another. If Allah can hide our faults, then you should hide the faults of others. So what?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. So thank you. He mentioned a really important hadith, didn't he? Yeah. And in there he mentions, our Prophet is talking to Abu Zar. And he mentions, don't do backbiting, because if you because there's some sins that it's between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but if you do backbiting, whose forgiveness do you need to ask? The person who you're backbiting about, you gotta ask for their forgiveness. Because because you've done a sin and you're talking bad about that person. So we need to remember there's some sins that is between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but others is when you have to ask forgiveness from that person you've done that sin against. So, Misfit, you've got the next thing, so we'll start myself with loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
In the Holy Quran, Surah 49, Ayah 12, Allah tells us, and do not spy, nor let some of you backbite others. Does one of you like to eat the dead flesh of his brother? This shows us that backbiting is as bad as eating the flesh of your dead brother. This means that once someone you know, i.e. your brother or sister in Islam, has done something bad, they have killed their own reputation. By telling others what they have done, you are enjoying and gaining at their loss. It is as if you are eating and feasting on the reputation they have already destroyed. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Another thing that we need to know about when talking about this topic is what that if we find someone doing doing something, which is haram, they've like Hussein said, they've gone into a pub, so what's your first thought? That they're taking alcohol, they're going to get alcohol. But what if we see anyone not doing their salah. So you see salah time, yeah, and then you're at your friend's house. Then you go off to pray. Obviously, you ask permission first, and then you go off to pray. But then you see your friend, he's not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next day when you go to school, you tell everyone, oh, he's not a proper Muslim. Yeah, is that wrong?
Yeah.
Why?
Because if you tell everybody that like their faults, but Allah kept yours, why should He keep yours if you're gonna tell somebody else's faults?
Yeah, Misbah?
Because you don't know whether he has to be busy doing something else, and he will do that namaz later as a qaza.
Yeah, that could be a reason as well. Yeah. The big thing is that it is haram to so what is this Gheebat or Tomat? Which does it really relate to? It is of course Gheebat as well, because you're doing it even if you're doing it behind someone's back, talking truth about them behind their back.
Backbiting.
Yeah, backbiting. And is Tomat because what?
Because you're telling other people's faults.
Yeah, not false, but you're doing it and it would ruin his reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it is haram to go out and tell other people that you've seen someone doing this. Yeah, what should you be doing? Instead of doing that, what should you do?
You should advise a person to do the right thing.
Yeah, you go to them personally, yeah, and talk to them in that way, not involve so many other people. Yeah, and because Allah keeps your secrets, yeah, what if that was just disclosed to the whole world? Yeah, you wouldn't like it yourself, for yourself, wouldn't it? So don't do it to other people as well. Yeah. Mohsin, you've got the next thing, so I can start Mohsin off with the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
In the early days of the first few Imams, there were two men. Let us call the first one Harun and the second Khalid. One day Khalid started telling everybody bad things about Harun. He was spreading lies all around. After a few days, Harun heard about this. The first thing he did was to go home and put all his money and gold and silver in a big bag, and then took the bag to Khalid's house. When Khalid saw Harun coming, he became scared and thought he was gonna beat him up. Khalid came out of his house and fell on his knees and begged to Harun, "Oh Harun, I am really sorry. I did not mean to tell tales about you. Oh, please do not beat me." Harun said, "I have not come to beat you. I have come to give you this money and this wealth." Khalid had the shock of his life. Harun continued, "Khalid, I have come to thank you. Here, have this wealth of mine." Khalid stood up and asked, "Why are you giving me this wealth when I have insulted you and spoiled your name among the people?" Harun replied, "The Holy Prophet ﷺ has said that if one person talks behind the back of another, the sawab of the first person gets transferred to the second." He continued, "So now that you have spoken bad of me behind my back, I am thanking you for giving me all your sawab. This money is too little for the amount of sawab you have given to me." This shows how bad Gheebat and Tobat are. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. So that quick story showed us how terrifying these both sins are, and how great trouble they can bring to you. Yeah, because what was the main point from that story?
that he shouldn't have done it, because by doing that he's transferred all his thawab to the other person.
Yeah. So every so all of his thawab is then given to the other person. Yeah. So that's why what was his name? Harun. When he came, he was so happy, and because he knew that he has now got all of this extra thawab just because someone else was talking behind his back. Yeah. So if refrain from doing this, because you're just losing everything that you've worked for. Yeah. We're saying you've got the next thing, so we'll start with an after salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Once there was a man who did Talmud of our sixth Imam, Jafar as-Sadiq alayhi salam. Imam alayhi salam did not know about it until a few days later, when one of his friends came to him and said, "Oh Imam, I have heard the terrible news. This person has been going around and saying this about you." Imam alayhi salam became angry with his friend. He said, "Think of the person who did Talmud towards me as if he shot an arrow at my body. I did not hear him, so it is as if the arrow missed me, but by telling me this news you have picked up the arrow from the ground and have hit me with it." The Prophet stated, "One who lends an ear to backbiting is one of the backbiters." It is a duty of a good Muslim to stop others from speaking ill of a person, and if it is not possible, he should go away from the people who are talking ill. So what?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjum. So if you lend your ear to and get yourself involved in that, yeah, it's the same sin you're committing. Yeah. So try to keep away from all of this. Advise people not to do it. But if they carry on, what should you do?
You should walk away from that person who's talking ill.
Yeah. Because you'll become part of that. Yeah. Because you're still hanging around with them. What does that mean? What does that show to Allah? That you're continuously doing it, and that it's not helping the situation. Yeah. So yeah, and also it shows that you're accepting this. Okay, they've talked about it. Oh, I don't really mind. Yeah. So it's good that if you see this, you're gonna move away. Yeah. And now Miss Bay got a book, yeah. Book, but before we do that, yeah, Miss Bay's got her book. Which section are you doing today? If you can check. So you've been going through all of it, yeah, and we're near to the end now. And I think next week, yeah. What we're going to do, we're going to go through each section and make sure all of us know about each section. So can we start myself with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Oh, Daddy, get that bee, it's going to sting you. Don't you see that Daddy is in ruku? He can't get the bee right now. Hassan is right, my dear. When we are in ruku or in any other position, we must not change our position until we have finished that part of the prayer. Buzz, shoo, go away, be ruku, bowing from the waist while standing in prayer. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. So she's gone through parts of Salah. So what is this part?
Ruku.
Ruku. Yeah. Have you gone and can you check? Have you gone through any other parts of Salah before that we've read?
Yeah.
Oh, Takbiratul Ihram. So just going through that, just a bit more detail about Takbiratul Ihram. So what do you do? What do you mention?
you raise your hands and whilst you're saying Allahu Akbar, you keep them up like by your ears like that.
Yeah, and you don't move while you're saying Allahu Akbar. Yeah, and when you put your arms down, yeah, what do you then say after that? What is the first thing we say? After we say Allahu Akbar?
We start by doing the surah.
Yeah, Surah Fatiha. Yeah. So and what after that? We do ruku.
We do another surah, then go down to ruku.
Another surah, and then we go down to ruku. Okay. Now, what do we say in ruku?
Subhanallah, 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 Subhana Rabbiyal Azim wa bihamdih, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala
Yeah, so we say this in ruku, and for the next one we're doing sajda, and then after, so if we do sajda now, if we say you read sajda now.
Hassan, why are you making sajda like that? What were you saying while I was praying? I said your sajda was wrong. My son, when you're making salah, you must try and keep your mind on the prayer and think about Allah. When in sajda, the forehead, the palms of the hands, the knees and the tips of the big toes must be touching the ground. Okay, Dad. Sajda, placing your forehead, palms, knees and the tips of your toes on the ground in worship.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil fajr. Okay, so what do you say in sajda? Do you know what you say in sajda?
You say the same in ruku, but instead you
say
Ya Allah.
So you say Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Subhanallah Rabbiyal A'la wa bihamdih.
Allahumma salli ala. So, and remember we're gonna go through the whole book. So make sure you know all of it. So Misra, you've got the next thing, so can we start? Misra, salawat salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjuhum.
Why are ghibat and tuhmat haram? They're haram because they spoil people's names and characters. When you speak badly of someone, you make others think badly of him or her. Another reason why it is bad is because the people are not there to defend themselves. If you hear wicked things about others, you should give others a chance to defend themselves by explaining before you believe what you hear. Gheebat and tuhmat are a result of jealousy. If a person is respected, has done good, has helped others, there will always be people who are angry and bitter. There will always be people who are angry and bitter that such a person is respected by all. The result is to try and slander and destroy this reputation by sowing seed of venom in their character, by telling the word lies so that the respect turns to outrage and shame. Such people are cursed by Allah and are referred to as the whisperers of many. Those people that go out of their way to avoid doing ghibat or tuhmat have actually developed a strong willpower. They exercise a great deal of self-control and get special blessings from Allah. It is only when a person sins openly, like roaming the streets with alcohol, is when the apparent stated as one who openly does sin is not worthy of respect. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum. So thank you, Misbah. So what are you talking about there? Can you give us some more information?
It was why ghibat and tuhmat are haram, because they're haram because you're not giving them a chance to defend themselves, to prove that what they're saying is wrong.
So does this does it only apply to like if you see them not doing salah? Does it only apply to that?
No.
What does it apply to?
With everyday, like everything you do in life, like if any action that they're doing that you think that they're doing that it's haram what they're doing, but really it isn't, and it's wrong what they're doing, but it isn't.
What does that mean? So I think what she's trying to say is that in any way, shape or form, yeah, any way of talking behind someone's back, yeah, whether it be true or not, yeah, either it be truthful, because some people think, but that person actually did, and I need to tell you this, but there are obviously different situations where you need to tell other people of what some people have done, yeah. If it affects anyone in a really bad way, then you tell your parents, yeah, your teacher or someone that can help you, yeah. But if it's not that type of situation, yeah, and you've seen someone do this, and you've now, just to make fun of them, you're telling everyone else, yeah, and you're hurting that person by telling everyone else their secret, yeah. So if your friend told you something that was really important, yeah, to them, and they told you and they trusted you to keep that secret, but then you go and tell everyone else, yeah, you're not being very trustworthy, are you?
No.
You're not being a very truthful person and being loyal, yeah. And I think, Misra, you can start on the truthful bit. So can we start, Misra, with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
Since loyalty is a word that we very often use, we tend not to dwell upon it much. Loyalty means to be faithful to one's duties, promises, and to others. It means to always stick by your family and friends. It means to be able to give even if you have nothing to gain. A loyal person is also a trustworthy person. The importance of this in Islam can be shown by the following hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He who is untrustworthy has no faith. We know that the opposite of loyalty is betrayal. This is to break your promise or let someone down. The Holy Prophet has also said, there is no higher kind of betrayal than to relate an incident to your fellow brother whilst he believes you, whereas you have lied to him. This shows that to control your tongue, speech is an important part of loyalty. However, loyalty covers the performance of actions as well. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. So if we examine this, yeah, you're not being truthful and you're not being trustworthy when someone's told you a secret, yeah, and you're not being trustworthy towards them, yeah. What did the Holy Prophet say about this, Misbah?
That he who is untrustworthy has no faith.
Yeah. So the Holy Prophet has said this. So you need to understand this as a really harsh thing. Yeah. People do it and they really don't understand that they're even doing this. Yeah, but it's really damaging, and we need to think about what we're doing before we actually do it. Yeah. So there's one hadith, yeah, that actually talks about backbiting, that is from the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do you know it? About backbiting, what is it like?
It's like eating the flesh of your own brother.
Yeah. Did you mention it when you talk about it? Yeah. So this hadith, what does it highlight, Mohsin?
It highlights that like it's just as bad as if you were to eat your brother or sister when they're dead.
Mostly taking it in a really literal way. Yeah. So can any give us more detail about this, apart from the very literal description that Mohsin
it
gave?
means like someone you know, like your brother or sister in Islam, that has done something bad. It's like they've killed their own reputation by telling others what they have done. You're enjoying and gaining at their loss. It is as if you're eating and feasting on the reputation they've already destroyed.
Yeah. So they've done something, which they might have asked Allah's forgiveness for, or something like that, or they've told you a secret that they don't want you to share with anyone, but then you've either it being a secret or you've seen them do something, yeah, you're telling other people, you're spreading this, and then you're feeding off their reputation. You're feeding on their life, yeah, and so you're killing what? You're killing their friendships. You're killing their maybe even families, yeah. By what? Killing their relationship with their family by what? Spreading bad things about them, yeah. So this is a really big issue that not a lot of people understand that they're doing, yeah. So we need to think before we actually do anything or say anything about other people, yeah. Because at the end of the day, if you say this, then all your sawab is being removed from you and going to the other person. You don't want this, do you? No, so we make sure that we don't do it. And now let's end the show with loud salawatin on the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil fajr. Second one of our holy first Imam Ali alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil fajr. Third in honor of the holy Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wal Zaman. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil fajr. I hope you have learned a lot today, and hope you as well have learned a lot today, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place on Hidayat TV. But until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.